Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of What the Flop. This week's episode is going to be talking about my top 5 list of movies part 2 to watch during quarantine. So stay tuned because you guys are in for a ride. And to all you movie fanatics that are new to my channel, my name is Salim. I'm a Lebanese filmmaker. I love doing movie reviews for a living, so I would really appreciate if you would check out my content in my Instagram below or press the link in my bio that would take you to my YouTube. A subscribe, a follow, a share, a like would really help me out. I want to welcome you to the filmmaking community and thank you so much for being here. Coming up on number 5 is Midnight in Paris, and this movie stars Owen Wilson and Reese Witherspoon, and the story talks about a couple that goes on a vacation to Paris until one day Gil, the writer, which stars Owen Wilson, starts wandering the streets of Paris for inspiration for a new novel that he's writing, until one night he noticed at midnight that he started going back to the 1920s and starting to meet people in this cafe from that era.
Did you get in last night?
Not that late. Yeah, I'll probably end up going on another little hike tonight.
Coming up on number 4 is The Intern, a comedy drama film that stars Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway, and the story talks about a 70-year-old intern that changes the life of a hard-working young lady in her profession.
So you're on Facebook, huh?
I joined about 10 minutes ago.
Well, better late than never.
All right, so there are all these questions for your profile that you can answer if you want to, like people who inspire you.
Jules Austin. You do inspire, Jules.
What's so important from the message that this story talks about is that personality is what stands out. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how you look, but personality is always important. Coming up at number 3 is The Terminal, a Tom Hanks movie which he stars as Victor Navorsky, a citizen that comes from a country called Krakosia, and his country Krakosia has recently been hit in war, so this character is not allowed to set foot in American soil, so he has to be stranded in the airport until things are sorted out in his country.
Where do I buy the Nike shoes?
I'm gonna need the passport also.
Oh, okay.
No, Mr. Navorsky. Beyond those doors is American soil. You are not to leave this building.
Coming up at number 2 is the iconic Grand Budapest Hotel, which is directed by the great Wes Anderson, that is famously known for his art direction, production design, and his unique cinematography perspective and the love of symmetry, the great color palettes, and the patterns that he uses in his films, not to forget the unique characters that he starts to introduce us to.
This is Madame D's last will and testament. To Monsieur Gustave H. I bequeath a painting known as Boy with Apple.
Wow, what? Who's Gustav H?
I'm afraid that's me, darling.
The movie talks about a concierge, Gustav H., that is responsible for the Grand Budapest Hotel, and he is framed for the murder of someone that is living in the hotel. And throughout the process of proving his innocence, he starts befriending a lobby boy. This movie is so beautifully made that you can't keep your eye off of it because every single color palette that Wes Anderson used in this movie was just amusing, and the story just keeps getting better and better. And finally at number 1 is Moonlight, an incredibly written film with outstanding cinematography. The movie talks about a character called Chiron. He's a young boy that is struggling to identify himself, and throughout the movie we see the 3 stages of his life and what he had to go through in order to understand himself, with the help of inspiration from one person that helped him change his perspective of his life forever.
Who is you, Sharon?
For a long time, try not to remember. Try to forget all those times.
some point, you gotta decide for yourself who you gonna be.
And the honorable mention goes to Parasite, an incredible film that has 4 Oscars on its belt. And this movie talks about a Korean family that is having trouble to live a day-to-day basis life. So they come upon a rich family that they disguise themselves as people that they aren't, and they mislead this family to get jobs at their household, and the problems start to unfold themselves after that. All in all, nowadays we need movies to relieve stress, and even if you've watched these movies before, it's also nice to rewatch these films, because while staying at home and being in quarantine, we don't want to watch anything that makes us more depressed. We want to get nostalgic memories. So as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.